first quarter was your first 40-point quarter of the season. Just what did you see working?
Well, I think guys are starting to play, get good rhythm. The chemistry's good. Pushing the ball on the floor, and then getting to the next action quickly, and then playing off the play. So as long as we keep moving and we attack space, good things are going to come from that. And I think being very decisive with our cuts. Like when you do that, it opens things up. Either the cutter's open or you're creating an open shot for one of your teammates. And when you play like that, the ball breathes and there's good energy to it. And I thought that the unselfishness was terrific.
You guys had also 30-plus assists last night. Are you seeing that more consistently?
Yeah, I think it's been there all year. I think the timing now is we obviously, it's been choppy, with, the injuries and Cat was out, and just when you're starting to get a little bit of rhythm, you got to adjust again. But that's the challenge for every team. And then I thought the tone was set with Cat and Jaylen, particularly Jaylen's, the way he came out, that aggressiveness was huge to set the tone for the game. And then when you look at the way Mikal and OG and Josh are playing, they're creating a lot of good stuff for us, with their defense, but then getting it up the floor quickly and then starting the cutting game, which is huge for us. And then I thought the other guy that gave us a huge boost was Cam. I just thought he's a catalyst. He goes in the game, something's going to happen, it's going to be fast, and it's good.
What do you think about Paco Nadier and what he shows?
Yeah, I thought our bench played really well. I think Pac and Cam and Jericho gave us a really good boost. When we broke the lineup, I think that being able to build the lead or hold the lead is important. And then, and we're still striving to be a 48-minute team, and obviously, we're still a work in progress. We could do better, and that's where our mindset has to be. And with any young player, that has to be, the concentration point to improve and understand the league. So he comes in, he works every day. I love his approach, and so he'll get better and better as we go.
You mentioned Jaylen's decisiveness, even scoring the ball, but the fact 0 turnovers tonight, and he's had 2 and 3.
Well, yeah, the playmaking has been phenomenal. And so even the Brooklyn game, he didn't score a lot of points, but I think he had 11 assists in that game. But after watching the film, and I felt it during the game, I felt like he was in the paint, and he made a number of great plays in which we missed wide open shots, but they were beautiful plays. And I think we're sensing that and we're feeling it, but he's creating we're getting easy baskets, we're getting open threes, we're getting a lot of things that we want to get in our high value. So I think that's huge. And then when one guy starts doing it, everyone starts doing it. Cat's been, really unselfish. Mikal had several great, deep paint decisions where he drove it hard into the paint, sprayed out. He got OG one time wide open. It was, when you play unselfish like that, the game tells you what to do. And so I think the guys are making really good reads for each other.
Jaylen's never been like a super high assist guy. I think he never had more than 7 average. But in this offense, do you think he's capable of a lot more?
And the game will tell you what to do. And I think, and right now, they're trying to get the ball out of his hands, and that's part of it. They did that last year too, and it's everyone working together to understand. Okay, when they start coming with the second defender, and we got to get to the right spots, and then we also have to get him to continue to move. It's one of the things I thought he did great at the end of last year was his movement after they got, they doubled him, and he doesn't fight it, which is what you want. But now on the scramble when they're in rotation, right? If we can get him that second look when they're moving, it puts him at an advantage again. And so those easy baskets for him, I think, are huge. And I think he was thinking the right way. the dribble handoff and pick and rolls. He's looking at shot first and then playing off of that. So, because it's only going to be there for a split second, and then probe and make your reads. And I thought, like, Josh had several really, there's these blind cuts that we're making, just knowing guys are going to be there, you know, and so you got to get in each other's vision, and you got to see things. And I think the important thing is when you catch and see, so you know what's going on.
Carl, last year obviously spent most of the year as a power forward. Obviously, different roster dynamic over there. But is that something that you guys ever want to take a look at?
Yeah, well, I think he's done that. Like his skill set is he's always been a big that can play away from the basket. So offensively, I think he's always been a 4-5, and then defensively is where the biggest adjustment was. He primarily was guarding centers, and then when Minnesota made their trade for Gobert, he then went to the power forward position, so they played away from the basket more. I think you probably judge by a player more by who he guards than where he plays offensively, and so I think he has the ability to do both. And obviously, we have a lot of work to do as a team as well, and so we got to keep our focus and concentrate on getting better every day.
Jericho had a big poster dunk, and then he had a floater in the lane. Are you seeing him starting to put some things together over the last couple of games?
Yeah, he's done a good job. Like I said, he defensively he's very good, right? And then I think as time goes on, he's going to find that when there's the overhelp to get out of his screens quicker and to put the pressure on the rim, and his athletic ability. I mean, he's a freak athletically in terms of the things he can do, and so I think having that threat, the vertical threat at the rim is huge for your offense.